I am now really glad that there is starting to be a backlash against the Me Too, hashtag Me Too nonsense. That apparently some of these feminist bastard cunts are starting to feel. They obviously feel that I'm not sure whether you heard any of that. Just in case you didn't say, I'll start again because I'm trying to record this. But I'm really happy that there's a backlash beginning now against this Me Too campaign, because men know that there is a witch hunt. This is turning into a witch hunt, which has been fought and pushed through by the feminist agenda, and men are now starting, or hope men must start to protect themselves. They must stop hiring women in the workplace, especially these white feminist women. There's a sickness amongst some of these women, especially white, middle class, educated, university women. They've got a mental problem. They really, really do. They don't really know what they're doing. They don't really know what they want in life. They're so privileged. They've been looked after and brought up by their parents and sheltered. Then when they go out to the big bad world, they're surprised at the things that go on, and but they themselves perpetuate some of this nonsense that's been going on. I mean, somewhere one guy is even, I've seen saying that there are women who are complaining that the so-called glass ceiling will be reduced, and women won't be able to get the positions that they want, and men will not talk to them anymore, even though it's men's fault for not changing their behaviour. 99.9% of men out there are not committing all these problems. So why should they have to alter their behaviour when they're not doing anything wrong? The solution to the problem is women need to start setting up their own businesses. Because I'm getting sick and tired of, get your own businesses, hire your own people, and then there won't be any work. Then you'll have your own workplaces, and there won't be any problem with you having to have contact with men. You can certainly have contact with men. You will still be to do with businesses and companies, but you'll just have a female-only workforce, and that will be perfect. The one person that I really, really hate is that Cheryl. I can't remember what her name is, Berg something, who is in the organisation for Facebook. Why is it that a woman is allowed to talk about women's issue? I mean, she's a hardcore feminist, and she's probably a lesbian, but she hasn't come out yet. But I won't be surprised if she does come out, not very, in the not too distant future. She's a really nasty character. I mean, that lean in shit that she was doing before, it's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. She tried the ban Bossy campaign, all that kind of nonsense. Women, if you truly hate men, you need to set up your own businesses, because there's men out there that are starting to really, really dislike women. Really, really starting to hate women. Before it was, men still like women, but I think men are starting to say, you know what, women are starting to be too much hassle. What's the point? I'm even hearing of one stupid bitch out there saying that, she's confused when sometimes she yes means no and no means yes, and what the fuck are you talking about? So when it comes to consent, Now the narrative is that the women are going to be totally in control when it comes to sex. Men have basically got to stand there and say, do you want to have sex? Are you ready to have sex? I'm not sure. Maybe, yes, I was about 2 or 3 minutes ago, but I'm not sure now. I don't think I want to. What the fuck is all that about? Do you know what I'm saying? So, I personally, if I could, I'm telling you now, I wish I could produce a load of fuck dolls that could produce children, bear children, like women. Because someone is going to invent something like that one day. They will produce basically an organic based robot that will have a womb and that will be able to incubate a baby. An egg will be produced without the need of a woman. Because look, if you man is such now that he can look at the way that the design of the female egg is produced. In the future, maybe it's going to take a bit of time. He could produce an organic something or something very similar from maybe from the skin or the DNA from a guy that is female, so that when the egg is impregnated by his sperm, it will produce a child. Now, the point is, then there won't be any need for him. Or maybe in the future, men will be able to pursue their without the urges of sex. If you see the program called Fringe, there was I don't really want to spoil the story. Fringe went on for 5 years. Had Leonard Nimoy of Star Trek in it. Had the guy from Dawson's Creek in it as well. And the professor, he was a professor. He was fantastic. The two of them worked together really, really well as pseudo son and father. There was the woman there, which I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her in the story, but she was there. There's nothing else you could do about it. But if you've never seen Fringe, it is a really, really good. And I'm going to watch it again. Actually, I saw the whole episode. I'm going to watch it again. I really, really enjoyed the actual series, and I want to see it again. It's very quirky. A really, really good show. But I'm glad that women are now experiencing the backlash against the Me Too campaign, because I don't care. Men don't have to adjust their behaviour. All women have to do is set up their own businesses. Men are no longer going to, in the future, be making businesses so that they can please women and look after women and make women comfortable, like they did years ago. You now have to look after yourself. So you now have to start making up your own businesses. You now start employing your own people that you want to employ, which is women. And men can then get on with the business of employing men and doing the things that men want to do. Okay, because it just seems to me that the white female, and the problem is occurred because of the white middle class female, which is what the feminist movement was set up by. They started up the movement. Okay, they didn't look at the working class woman as anything. There was an interesting documentary on BBC 4 how in the 70s the feminist movement realised that they had to change, and they ended up having to change by employing a black woman or a mixed race woman for the first time, and that caused a schism within the organisation, and some of the women's racist attitude came out, and it just, I mean, there was one woman who was interviewed said that that's what she felt destroyed the movement that she was in at the time. Linda Bellard, I think it was, when she joined the feminist movement back in the 70s, early 70s. So it really goes to show you that feminism is a an ideology that was set up by white women, white middle class women, white educated middle class women, who follow a Marxist doctrine, who follow satanic beliefs, who believed that Eve was the original feminist because she defied Adam. So, does this mean that in the long run, forget all about this for a minute, do women really enjoy sex? At any time? What is the point of men and women having sex? Women really don't enjoy sex? Really? And so, obviously, God made, I believe, a faulty product. Because if women can be sexually aroused and can have an orgasm with another woman, she can't have an orgasm with another man. The reason maybe is because women are brought up to think that they are superior to men. It's as simple as that. I believe that women are brought up, especially white women, are brought up to think that they are superior to men. But superior in what? That's the thing. In goodness, no. They're not. White women are good people. They have a nastiness behind that veneer, so-called veneer of goodness. There is no sort of goodness amongst, especially the white middle class women. The really nasty white middle class women. So it's interesting. There's backlash against. Let's read through. So let's see if I can scroll down here. Right, here we go. We all knew it was coming. After dozens of women have come forward in the media and thousands more use the @MeToo hashtag on social media, we are seeing expected backlash to the movement. Yeah, fuck the movement. There you go. You got a stupid bitch with the Me Too pussy power. What's pussy power? I mean, if you're saying to me that a lot of women there don't really enjoy having sex with men, they do it because they're of social pressures and they'd rather be sucking, beaver and licking out beaver. It's just ridiculous. I mean, and here we go. That picture of that silly lesbian bitch on the badge. Democratic senior Senator-elect Doug Jones says he wants to move on past the calls for Trump to resign over the sexual harassment and assault allegations, which now stand at 21 against him. Democratic Senators Joe Manchin and Patrick Lean, I can't see, my eyes are really, is that H? Hey, Patrick claimed that there is a lack of due process in the case of Al Franken, who was accused by 8 women of offences such as grabbing their butts and forcibly kissing them, and announced his resignation 2 weeks ago. Look, if those things are true, that's not on. You can't be doing that kind of business. I totally. You can't be expected to be groped in that way. The trouble is, it's fun. Men really love women. Men really have a deep, or have had a deep love of women, and this manifests in some guys not able, as in, if this is the case, to always control themselves. I mean, I've always controlled myself around women. I wouldn't never do anything of that kind of issue with women. Never do anything like that at all. But unfortunately, some guys whose testosterone levels are quite high can't always resist, and it's also to do with power as well. There's all the dynamics behind that, being in power. Listen, I remember a policewoman saying in America once, she really got off. She really loved the fact that when she was arresting people, the getting them to move their legs, and how they do it, and putting cuffs on. There was a power behind that, and she loved that power. And many of this is to do with power. People have been in positions of power. By all means, we need this. If this has been going on, fine. All I'm saying, and this is what a lot of men are saying, men are going to start protecting themselves. If you're going to see that all men are evil and lump all men in the same box, then, and you're going to have an opinion about it, what's going to happen is that you're not going to get hired. So you're going to have to go and find your own jobs, build your own businesses elsewhere. You're already getting women now. I mean, there was a silly bitch who was working in London and who was hired by a company who told her that she had to wear high heels. And it had to be of a certain height. Or she could, he said she couldn't wear high heels, she could only wear flat shoes. Yet, when she signed up with the company, she knew that she had to wear high heels. Now, the thing is, wow, my battery, I had this on full charge and now I've only got 7%. I'll try and be quick before it drops out. The thing is that she signed and she knew that she was working as a contractor, part-time contractor, and be working in as a receptionist. A lot of not all receptionists, they do wear high heels. They don't wear massive high heels. There's different types of high heels. But, this nonsense, she said, oh, what men were forced to. Men didn't design. The high heel was not designed by men. The high heel, or the platform shoe, was designed in the French court, who I believe borrowed it from the Japanese. That's where it